Adoption's underway, and adoption keeps causing progress to move forward in the crypto space, another way to pay for services in the real world. Go ahead and check out this clip.
Colorado's DMV says they want to be innovative and convenient, so now they're letting you use cryptocurrency to pay for some services.
That's the first thing that people ask for when they think of how do we improve the DMV, right? Crypto, yeah. It can be used to renew your driver's license or vehicle registration. The state DMV is going to let you use it as an online payment through PayPal. Can't use crypto there in person at the counter. The DMV says they're trying to find ways to leverage technology to offer services. Say after you pay, the crypto will be converted to dollars sent to the DMV. There's a $1 service fee, which must be paid in dollars.
And with that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video. Getting straight into it, we have a jam-packed video for you today. So checking out the charts, Bitcoin versus the US dollar. Right now, Bitcoin is coming in right above 26,000 at 26,060. And taking a look at the charts, we have our EMAs out. And what do we see? What do we anticipate? So we see here that Bitcoin has blasted up through this resistance back in March of 23. And we came back down, tested this resistance line, this red line here once and twice. And if you look here, this seems to be a M-shaped pattern, similar to the peaks of 2021, 65,000, 69,000. Then we went to a bear market. So could we see any downwards price action before we see a continuation to the upside? It's a possibility. You have to wait and see. So the way this would be drawn out, because you don't draw this support out where the wicks are, you sort of use the bottom candle. So if this is an M pattern that's forming and we pull this down, and if we do break below this, we would see lower price action that potentially could go all the way down to the $22,000 to $23,000 range. Now, we're not saying that's what Bitcoin is going to do, because the trend is still intact. You see that the trend's your friend to the end, and you look right here at the previous pullback, we are lower at the current time. So this candle basically needs to close above this low. If we do see that, then there's a probability we could see lower price action. This is on the weekly, so we have one entire week until this candle closes. Now, looking at these EMAs, we see these EMAs are coiling down. The blue's crossing over the green, about to cross the yellow and red. That indicates downward sell pressure as well. So are we going to see lower price action? Now, that's a possibility. Now, there's a lot of people calling for lower price action, lower lows in the macro cycle. Now, the low was way back here in October of 22, around that 15.4, 15.5 range. Now, are we going to go that low? Bitcoin bros aren't prescribing to that because we believe that the low is already in. Now, once again, this isn't financial advice. We may not be 100% accurate in saying that, but there's a high probability that this low is already in. And we're just cooling off and potentially just chilling out a little bit. We could see a little bit lower price action before we have a continuation to the upside. Taking a look at the first reason why. CryptoCon, shout out to him. Chris Moody's market bottom indicator tells us clearly that the Bitcoin bottom is in the past. When the green lights shut off, the bottom time is over. Now we're 6 gray candles deep, putting us in a time where Bitcoin takes a small pause. So just looking at this chart here and seeing what we see, what he's referencing is these green bars below. That's when it indicates a market bottom. Historically, it happened in 2015, 19, and 2022. So we are 6 bars in, and this is that red arrow here, here, and here. You see Bitcoin took a pause back in 2016. It lulled out before having a continuation to the upside. Right here, Bitcoin then took another brief pause, but then traded downwards a little bit, and then ultimately traded to the upside. This right here was a black swan event, so this is an anomaly. You can't really count that, so you have to ignore that. And where we are right now, Bitcoin is taking a pause, and it could have a little bit of downwards price action the same way it did back in 2019. Thus, going back to what we were showing you in the charts, we could see some lower sell pressure back down to maybe 22 to 23,000 range. No guarantees on that, but ultimately not going back below the previous low. And then you have the halving next year, then the next cycle peak. We'll get there when we get there, but all in all, it's definitely a buying opportunity in time for you to keep dollar cost averaging into your Bitcoin spot position. Another update. What he's showing you here is the Bitcoin percent of UTXOs in profit at levels is even lower than the cycle bottom in November of 2022. So you see here, we come down. This is the orange line that trends your friend to the end. The orange line hit its head, came down, double bottomed out. This was the cycle bottom too. And then this was the lower profit point than cycle bottom and significant trend retouch, but it's not a lower low. Note that. After this second point, we blast up to the upside. Same thing right here. We have this spike down, market cycle low, and then we come back up and then ultimately put another low in. So this is like the 3,100 range, and then this is the pandemic dump, which went to 3,800. But once again, didn't get as low, the lower lows in. Now look here, this had the time between these two touches 8 months, this had about 15 months, and right now we're having that second touch. There's 10 months in between that, so this all rhymes and repeats. We have that bottom here back in November of 2022 or October of 2022, and then ultimately come back down, have a double test of this. Now, could we go lower? Could we see the low 20s? Possibly, but we're not going to go back down this low. So keep this in mind. And then what happens after this cool off? Blast up to the right, blast up to the right. Many Bitcoin indicators and moving averages tell us something will happen when it happens. The Ichimoku cloud lets us look into the future of leading indicators. So let's see what happens. So every time this Ichimoku cloud has a cross, right here, the green crossed above the red, you have a surge at the cross. That's back in 2013. Right here, the green once again crossed along the red, and then you had a 1 month surge to the upside. And then right here, you had the green cross. Right here, we had a blast up, but then black swan made its fall off the table. Right here, we haven't had that cross yet. The cross looks like if you extend this, it could happen in late October. So September might be a little bit of a bearish month, but October, if that cross happens, you have that surge up to the upside, and that could be going up to that $40,000 to $50,000 range, where that could be that mid-cycle peak that we've been talking about. So keep this in mind. So with all this information, this is what we want to leave you with. This is the Google Trends on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. As you see, we have these wicks up where there's a lot of interest. This major wick up back in 2021. But after that, people tend to forget. We're back down to 13, where you see the bear markets, we're putting in a higher low in the bear market. So there is more interest throughout the bear market than there has been in previous bear markets. But the point is you don't want to be forgetting about crypto during these times, because these times here, right? We're here where we're at right now. Right here where we're at right now. And the bear markets have passed, are the optimal opportunities that you can stack and get your portfolio set for the next market cycle. You want to keep this in mind. This is not a game to be played just when you're buying up here, because what happens if you buy in the euphoric moments, you get dumped on every single time. Dumped on. This one people were talking about Bitcoin going to 100K, dumped on. So you just want to remember this. The trend's your friend to the end. So we're going to have a lull out. We're going to have more of a lull out. This lull out really just started. We're going to have some more lull out until after the halving of next year. So dollar cost average, and just keep stacking stats and getting your portfolio set for the next market hype cycle. Once again, not financial advice. And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. You guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate the support. With that, that's all I have for you today, and I'm out.